There we go. Most of you should have seen the Lily May Primera Division video introduction. This is for the Artful Blodger Segunda Division, and links to the Artful Blodger's channel will be in the description below, and thank you again for the subscription and the sponsorship. We have 7 teams in this division, wrapping up a total of 13 coaches for Season 3. They are as follows. The redrafted Roaring Juniors from Adam, the freshly relegated Adam. We also have Dark Elves, the anti-heroes by Stuart, freshly relegated Stuart. We also have a new coach, Sean, bringing in his shambling undead team, Shaun of the Undead. Points if you know the references. We have Nigel making his redrafted team's appearance of the Blackhawks, the Badlands Blackhawks. We have Tom going some Dark Elves with the Pixie Prixies. We also have John, another new coach, with Kemry, the Zandri Power Slaves. And topping it off, another new coach and sponsor of this division, the Artful Blodger himself, James, with the Chaos Renegades as the Wild Boys. Same rules. We have Wooden Spoon contender, but there is no relegation from this division yet until more coaches join. As a little point out, I am not planning on 3 divisions until we hit 18 coaches. We have second place being the promotion playoff and automatic promotion by the division champion. I think the next thing is we'll go through these teams in order, starting with the first redrafted team, Roaring Juniors. From what we can see here, only 3 players made the cut from the first team, those being Bad Boy, Worst Boy, and Bigger Steve. It seems that they are keeping their sure hands and dodge on Bad Boy. Worst Boy is keeping his catch and sure feet, and Bigger Steve with block. This team has 3 rerolls, 3 fan factor, and has come out at a whopping 1.24 million. A bit on the expensive side, but redraft teams usually are. Also, as a side note, redraft teams do not get the induction and SPP given by the commissioner. Moving on to the anti-heroes of Stuart. 5 grand left over from his initial million. And as you can see, he has taken some skill ups across the board. With his 1 Witch Elf, 1 Runner, 1 Assassin, and 2 Blitzers. I would like to see the Witch Elf contingency and the Blitzers contingency go up as the season goes along, maybe replacing some of these Line Elves. But as you can see, the Runner has Leader. Interesting, but I think given it's anyone with passing as a primary, it's probably the most obvious option, although I would have prioritized a few more defensive skills and maybe some scoring skills first. We have Logan as adding triple solid tackle of the ball. We also have John Wick with fuck all, but he has SPP to spend. We have Shadow with kick. Not bad. Solid work. Always good when you're a fast team. We have Alex Mercer with guard. Solid if you're expected to come up against a bashy team, and I think given this league, you probably needed. And the last player with dirty player and sneaky git. That's going to be pain in the ass and probably a priority target of some coaches around the grounds. Expect many a fells and many a plays. Moving on to Shaun of the Undead with the Shambling Undead. And as you can see, he spent all of his million from what I can see. There is nothing left in his treasury. I will note that this is one of the coaches that does need to add their 1 fan factor in, but it's okay. As you can see, they've gone with 2 skeletons, 3 zombies, and then they've got 2 ghouls, 2 wights, and 2 mummies. Not bad, not bad, not bad. And if I just quickly double check here, it looks like Sean himself has gathered himself block and has got some no SPP left because that was a chosen secondary. Not bad. He's given Ed the white dodge. So nice block white there. That's really, really good. We've got the ghouls with block and tackle respectively. I probably would have prioritized tackle again. No, block on the other ghoul, just because they need the defensiveness, considering they don't have the regeneration everything else does. We have this skeleton with dirty player, solid, so we're going to have someone kicking the shit out of people, like in the other team. And then a couple of more blocks on other zombies. Can't argue, block is a go-to skill, and there is a reason why it's a go-to skill. Next, we have the other redraft team, the Badlands Blackhawks. I accept your cookies. Now, fuck off. Thank you. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more just so you guys can see. As you can see here, we have the redraft team. I'm trying to pick out who is the new people, who is the old. I don't think I can spot them, but that's okay. I'm sure people at home can. But as you can see, we've got some goblin bruisers, we have linesmen, and we have the trained troll. Going to be an interesting team because he's coming in at 1.25 million, and while there's a few interesting skills across the board, the team doesn't stand out particularly, and that's what happened last season. Like, the team just didn't stand out. It just kind of went under the radar and did okay. And I would like to expect that Nigel would do better. Next is the Pixie Pricks. And 15k left from the million spent, which is not bad. There was a few revisions that this team had to go through, might I add. I'm going to smaller these text fonts down just so they can be read a little better. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, we've got 2 Witch Elves, a Runner and a Runner Assassin, and 2 Blitzers, spending a bit more aggressively, but unlike the anti-heroes, 1 reroll, so that's where the money went for the extra Witch Elf and other bits and bobs. As you can see, the Witch Elf Claren picked up Sneaky Git, and the Runner picked up Sure Hands and Catch, which is what I would have liked to have seen on the other Runner, but oh well. And we also have a Lino with Jump Up, a Lino with Safe Pair of Hands, and Sneaky Git. Not bad, not bad. A lot of people don't tend to skill up the Lionels, but I don't. I think fuck it. If you've got the SPP, spend it. I think skills in the bag are much better than shaving off TV. That's my take, at least. Next, we go into the Tomb Kings, another new coach, and the first ever Emery team, I believe this is. All the Tomb Guardians, 1 Anointed Blitzer, 2 Throwers. I probably would have swapped a Thrower for a Blitzer. I probably wouldn't have taken 2 Throwers, because that's just my take, at least. But, looking at this, we've got 2 block on 2 of the Tomb Guardians. Not bad, not bad. We've got a Leader on the Anointed Blitzer. Okay. And what else? We have 2 blocks going out on 2 of the linesmen. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. 3 rerolls though, so that's really good. And 1.12 million. Yeah, 2 throwers it's something I did do when I was a newer coach, but I don't see the point. Unless he's anticipating some shenanigans. But got the last coach to look at. This is a Renegade team. We have all 3 big guys. Holy shit. All 3 big guys are in. A Troll, a Minotaur, an Ogre. We have 1 Orc, 1 Dark Elf, 1 Skaven, a Goblin, a Thrower, and then 4 linesmen? Yeah. Holy shit. This is gonna be a bash. With the Khemri, with the Renegades, this is gonna be a bashy team. Do we have rerolls? Do we have rerolls? So where are your rerolls on your roster? Ah, they're over here. He has 2 rerolls. Okay. Spent all but 20k, and he come out with a CTV of 1.11 million. And I will point out these rosters, apart from the one in the Premier Division where we spotted the SPP needs to be spent, it's all been checked, it's all been correct. It's just reminding myself of all these. But as we can see, the Minotaur has got break, tackle, and block. That's nice. That's really, really nice. The Skaven has given himself Blodge. That's solid. You can't argue with that. And then the linesman here has got block and extra arms. That is ridiculously good, and I would highly anticipate some really, really good fighting here. Lodge on the Skaven to protect the carrier. And that Minotaur is going to be nasty, nasty, nasty. But the leagues have had a history of Minotaurs not lasting very long. But let's look at the fixtures, shall we? And to explain the reason why we're doing 2 fixtures at a time is because on the with Nigel, he has work commitments and stuff, which is fine. So we're trying to work the fixtures around him. And given our first Saturday all day is the 11th or the 10th, I believe. Despite the league starting on the 7th, he can't make it. And he's going to try and play 2 games in one day and catch up and play out of the regular scheduled every other Tuesday compared to everyone else. Because at the end of the day, we try and work with people. I'd rather people play than not. Simple as. So, let's have a look at the first 2 weeks of fixtures. As you can see, the one team that is out and has a break on the first league week back is the Pixie Prixies. You guys get to rest. You guys get to wait, and you guys get to see what the fuck is going to happen as the freshly relegated Roaring Juniors and redrafted Roaring Juniors will take on the new coach of John, the Xandri Power Slaves, versus the Roaring Juniors. We also then have another relegated versus new coach. We have the Anti-Heroes versus the Wild Boys, so that's going to be James and Stuart. And a very interesting matchup of the Badlands Blackhawks versus Sean of the Undead. So we're going to have a Shambling Undead versus North. That's going to be a slapfest. Let's have a look. 2. We have the Pixie Prixies coming in fresh. We have them facing the Anti-Heroes of Stuart. We have Sean of the Undead taking on the Roaring Juniors, and it looks from this list that the Xandri Power Slaves, them Kemras, are going to have a rest, as the Wild Boys will take on the Badland Blackhawks. It's going to be very, very good. Very, very good. And you know what? I'm happy to stick it on the end of this. We're going to have the cup mentioned, the half-a-leg cup, as to make the numbers correct. We had 3 teams get a bye into the second round, which are the Sneaky Sniggering Kniggets being the winners of the cup last season. We have the Mushroom Pickers, which were the runners-up and league winners last season, and also the Nordic Nippers, being a team that I believe finished in one of the highest places last season as well. Looking at the cup, the first round, and we will only announce the first round, there is going to be 5 fixtures to be played. So we have the Somebodies of the Lily May Primera Division taking on the Anti-Heroes of the Artful Blodger Segunda Division. We have another interleague tie. We have the Roaring Juniors of the Artful Blodger Segunda taking on the Averheim Mashers of the Lily May Primera. We have an all Artful Blodger Segunda with the Xandri Power Slaves taking on the Pixie Prixies. We have the Badland Blackhawks taking on the Illustrated Snotlings. Another interleague tie. And another all Segunda tie is going to be the Wild Boys versus the Shaun of the Undead. And just to show, the Nordic Nippers will play the winners of Game 2. And, the gamers drew nasty. The Sneaky Sniggering Kniggets are going to be playing the Mushroom Pickers in the second round. So that is twice. But the Mushroom Pickers and the Sneaky Sniggering Kniggets, they're going to be playing the first game of the season in the league against each other. And they're going to face off in the second round of the Cup. Bearing in mind, this was the match of the final from last season. Oh, this is going to be tasty. But people to be aware, the first round of fixtures are all to, hopefully, for those that can, be played on the 7th of February when the league kicks off. Followed by the second round and the Cup after that. I will keep you all updated. I will keep you coming with the fixtures flowing and with the matches on this channel. So please do keep an eye out. See you all on the field.